Good morning. So nice to have Frank. So Frank is not really supposed to be doing anything. He's got a bunch of medication to keep him very chill for the next 2 weeks. And then he's supposed to just rest in bed and he can go outside for bathroom. And that's about it. Just the teeniest little walks, Frank. It's Saturday. And I didn't get an episode up this week. Oh, it's stressing me out. Oh, I want to say that nobody cares, but they do. I've already gotten messages, but why isn't there an episode? You'll find out. My life has been crazy. Hi, buddy. Good morning. Your precious little head. Look at that. All these spots. Oh, bud. You gotta go out for a pee-pee and you gotta take some pills this morning. I'm sorry. So, you gotta take these pills twice a day, every day for 2 weeks, bud. I know you really want the peanut butter, so let's see if you want that. Yum. Yum pills. And a little that. Yeah. Okay. And this one. Good boy. And now, as a treat, no, here you go. Thank you for guarding. I'm glad that you feel good enough for that. There you go, licky mat. Yeah, good boy, Frank. Oh, look at you going. Good boy. You're really going for it, eh, bud? You know, Frank, we can't go on a big adventure. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bud. We gotta go back to the van. Oh, good boy. Oh, look at you go. Thanks for trying to play with me, Frank. It has been a really long week, and I went into it really tired and kind of at my wit's end. So there's been quite a few tears. I just noticed my cabinet's falling apart. I just did a bunch of tidying because that's what I do when I'm stressed, and I also am more stressed when things aren't tidy. So yeah, I tidy. So yeah, it's like 7 degrees out, so I'm wearing 2 sweaters. I'm pretty comfortable. My fingers are a little chilly, but Frank is cozy in bed. He's wrapped in a blanket with the sleeping bag over him, so he's very happy, and he's on some sedatives, which he will be for the next 2 weeks, just to keep him really mellow so that he heals well. And so far he's been cone free because I've been with him, so it was really nice to wake up snuggling. He stayed close to me all night, so that was really nice, and just like have everything feel normal for a moment before I woke up enough to realize like I'm parked outside the mechanic and I have all these issues and more stuff to deal with and all these appointments to schedule and go to, and just like all of November is gonna be just wild. It's so busy. You want to go back to bed? Yeah? Okay. Lunch when stressed. I mean, I guess it's also breakfast. Mmm. Mmm.
So it doesn't decharge. The one is like charged.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the shop decided they weren't going to be working on my van today. They're not actually open on the weekend. Yeah, and it just didn't work out to do work. They said maybe tomorrow, if not Monday. So I had my buddy Fernando take me to pick up an alternator so I can do something on my own. So that's his dog Cholo, and he's just off getting food or something. So I picked up some samosas while we're here. Because I probably shouldn't let myself get too hungry, and I'm not really feeling the whole cooking thing. So yeah, so I picked up the alternator. I can't find the fuse I need, so I don't know what's gonna go on with that, but I'll at least do the alternator change myself. I know how to do that, and I feel a bit more together, so that'll save them some time and me some money at the shop. So yeah. So I got the doghouse off, and it's kind of raining. I've disabled the battery, and I'm just about to start taking out the alternator. I have a buddy that's gonna come and hang out with me while I do it, and he's not an internet person, so don't think I'll record anything while he's here, but I'm trying to take some power into my own hands, and I just cannot sit around and wait for somebody else to help me when this is something I can do on my own, even though I would really rather not. Here you go, bud. Yeah, good boy. Yeah, there's a nice ball in there. You get to rip the top off. Just like this one. But instead of a dragon, it's a love monster. It's so cute. Rip it apart, Frank. Rip it apart. Yeah, bud. Yeah, take your time. You're just like a little puffmallow, Frank. It is now 2 days after Frank's surgery, and my third morning waking up at the mechanic. It has rained all night and all morning. It was daylight savings, so it feels later than the clock says. I still somehow woke up at 5 a.m. New time. It's wild. But I'm just getting myself together to go out with a friend who's going to take me to get spark plugs. I'm going to switch those out as a precautionary. The mechanic mentioned it as something they might want to do, so I'm just going to do that and save myself a bit of money. So I have Frank with his coat on. He's all bundled up so he stays warm. Hey, bud. Yeah, it's so cute, but we don't have heat. So yeah, I got the new alternator in yesterday, and my friend put the wire back together. We removed that fuse. There's no reason for it to be there. I did consult with my dad. Like, he didn't put it in, and he says it doesn't need to be there. So he approved of our fixed job. And while I was doing that, before I took out the alternator, you disconnect the battery for safety, and I accidentally grounded the wrench from the positive terminal to the brake line, the metal brake line. So it melted, and there's brake fluid leaking, and I can't drive anywhere. So yeah, the shop is going to be so unimpressed with me because they're busy and I wasn't scheduled in for any of this work they now have to do. And it's so wet in here, and the condensation's insane. It's raining in the cab, and I'm really worried about mold. So the sooner this can get fixed, the better. So I'm going to do what I can today. I'm going to leave Frank for a little bit. Yeah, my friend will probably be here soon, so I should finish getting myself together. It's been a really, 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 really hard week. All right. So it's day 4, waking up outside the mechanic here. Just starting to have coffee. I just got off the phone with Canada Engines because they put in the fuse that I figured out they had put in the fuse that caused a lot of these problems. I also found that there was a pinched rad hose that was stopping my heater from working. But the engine sounds like shit. And so I'm gonna take the doghouse off and fire it up and send them a video of the sound of it because I'm super unimpressed and it's their responsibility. And it's so wet in here. It's raining on the roof again. One night. Oh, hi bud. Are we going somewhere? You know we're not. Thank you. You enjoy that rawhide alternative, Frank. So I'm just waiting as patiently as I can for it to be my turn in the shop. And I don't know when that is because they're full today and they're, I think, squeezing me in. I really hope they do because I need to get to Surrey and just like get this all dealt with. So I have my lights on low to conserve power. So they're flickering, but Frank's having a treat. And I'm bundled up. I'm trying to stay warm, but it's just so cold and damp that I'm just like chilled to the core. But yeah, I have some power on my computer, so maybe I'll start trying to finish the episode I've had on the go for days. And probably as soon as I do that, my van will be ready to go in. So here's hoping. Well, good morning. It is now Tuesday, and I'm at the engine rebuilder in Surrey. I got out of the shop in Squamish yesterday. They fixed my brakes. The front end is nice and tight. All the steering components were so bad. It's amazing they didn't just fall apart on the ground. But that was pretty expensive. Yeah. New battery, new alternator. I did the alternator. Yeah, so it was a lot. So I got out of the shop yesterday in Squamish around 3 p.m. Drove over to the auto body shop to see about getting booked in for all that. And I managed to make an appointment for 3 weeks from now to get an appraisal. And at that point, they'll book me in. They're really backlogged. So that makes me kind of nervous about when my van goes in, but my friend works there, so hopefully I won't be parted from my van too long, and if I am, I'll have access to it, possibly. So yeah, after that I just hung out with a buddy for a couple hours, just chilled and waited for nighttime to come to drive through the city. We're in the truck. They're doing work. They just lifted us into the air. Just having my morning coffee on a hoist in a mechanic shop.
Continue on British Columbia 17 for 33 kilometers.
Hi, Salt Spring Island, please. Okay, thanks. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye. the engine rebuilder this morning. We fired up cold and it wasn't making one of the horrible sounds it was making, so that's really good. They did a couple things to make it run better, to get rid of the like knocking, which is pretty hard on the engine. And they also sent me off with a bit of money and will do the next oil change for me after this break-in period on the house to make up for the inconvenience of that fuse. So I'm excited. I'm happy that that is behind me and that hopefully I don't have any more issues with this new engine for a while, and that when I have extra money for my van, I can put it into finishing up the suspension and that kind of stuff. So excited to see my friend Flossie and create together, and just we've both been through it the last couple months, so it's much needed time with dear friends. Such a good boy. You're such a good boy. We're gonna go get cozy soon, eh? So I'm on the ferry and I'm not sure what the rule is right now, whether we're allowed to stay in our vehicles or not, but I always do. So I have my lights off, but I'm editing. Just finished dealing with my van. It's like first opportunity I get, I'm back to editing. This is the diesel heater episode I'm working on. It's been 90% done for like a week and it feels so good to finally be working on it. I don't even know what I'm doing, guys. All right, back to the ferry. So I was in the back, I didn't notice the ferry was unloading, and the guy was so choked he had to knock on my window to get my attention, but we landed in Victoria, and then you have to leave the terminal and go through like the U-turn route to get back in the terminal to go to Salt Springs. So I'm just bored getting on the boat now to go to Salt Springs. So it's a long travel day to not actually go that far, but there's no direct route right now, unfortunately. Well, the direct route goes through all the other Gulf Islands, but you get to stay on the boat, but it still takes like over 3 hours. So very excited. I'm gonna be on Salt Spring before it's dark, and Flossie has the day off tomorrow. Frank, we have arrived on Salt Spring Island. Are you so excited, bud? Dude, Frank, your facelift makes you look so concerned. I'm sorry, bud, but that lump was bad for you. Okay. Aw, buddy. So it is now 2 weeks later. I am back outside my favorite mechanic waiting for assistance, but as you will see in the next couple episodes, I do get a bit of a break from it all, which was really nice. I look forward to sharing those stories with you. This episode was, I don't know, a little bit fragmented, I guess. I spent most of the weekend while I was waiting for the shop with a friend who doesn't exist really on the internet, and I really respect people's privacy, so we just had a nice time together, and he kept me company and helped keep my spirits up, and we had some nice food together, and he helped me charge everything, so it was super helpful to have him by my side and supporting me. So yeah, I didn't really film a lot. It was just a bunch of updates as to what was going on, and I think some of it needs a little bit of assistance to make clear. So what had happened when I went to the engine rebuilder to get all the lifters replaced that were faulty from when we installed the engine, right away it was tapping. So I had all the lifters replaced. Thankfully, when they did that, they replaced them with factory GM lifters. So I actually got a massive upgrade on my lifters when they did that warranty work. So that was a huge bonus. But they had accidentally shorted the fusible link in the wire that goes from the alternator to the battery. And so in an attempt to fix their mistake, they put in a fuse. They put in a 40 amp fuse on the main power supply from my alternator to my battery. It was a 200 amp alternator. So that actually, I'm guessing, ended up blowing shortly after leaving there on my way to Squamish. So I had burned through the entire front battery when I got to Alice Lake. And when I flipped the switch in the last episode and saw the voltage go up, what was actually happening was that my van was then using power from the back battery. And I was just really confused about all that. I didn't realize that what was happening at the time. I thought I had fixed things. I hadn't. So when I died on that dark road and ended up needing towing to the shop, I had used up both batteries completely. So we took out the fuse they put in, and it's just, there's just nothing in that wire now. So I'm back to a standard alternator for my van, which is just a 100 amp alternator. And I'm just going to deal with all of that in the future when I put in a power system after finally getting paid from YouTube. So someday I'll have a proper power system and everything will be safe, super, super safe. I am going to be working with a professional on that because I don't quite feel comfortable teaching myself electricity. So yes, but I went back to the engineering builder. They were super apologetic. They felt so bad and were really super helpful, really stood by their work, tried their best to make everything right, which, as you will see, my episodes is a bit of a work in progress, but we will get there. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't already. I promise my life is not always a series of calamities, and that sometimes I actually do fun things and spend nice relaxing time in nature. So yeah, I appreciate you watching so much. Thank you to patrons for supporting my channel. It means a lot to me. I hope you have a great day, and I have a cute clip of Frank coming at you, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, bye.